Oh, let me tell you something. Bustin' makes me feel good.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Blockbusting, the podcast where we love to hate the movies. I'm your host, Jay Light. Joining me today, Justin Martindale.
Oh, God, here we are.
We did it. We're here. How are you, Justin?
I'm hot. It's hot today.
It is hot today. I've been here in this bunker for a couple hours, so I'm set. I'm good. But it's a real pleasure to have you on today to talk about
excited.
A movie that is just so layered and deep in how bad it is. Showgirls.
Showgirls. The movie that I hate to love to hate.
Yep.
It's iconic in so many ways.
It really is.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what you think about Showgirls. Just right off the jump.
Well, right off the bat, I remember it was the first movie that was slapped with a hard NC-17 rating in theaters.
Yep.
And there was all this hype about it. Everyone was like, "Oh, Showgirls! It's this film that's never been seen." And when it came out, people were like, "This is a fucking hot turd!" Like, it bombed so bad. And I remember then they like slapped it with an R rating just to get people to go.
Right.
It was the first time we got to see Elizabeth Berkley outside of Jesse Spano and Saved by the Bell. So she was taking acting choices.
Making some bold,
she's like,
bold
I want to leave Bayside behind and be a Hollywood star. And it just bitch slapped her in the face.
None of it panned out.
It pushed her down the stairs, so to speak.
It did, yeah. It really shoved her career down the stairs. She has not been able to quite come back.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in this movie. If you haven't seen Showgirls, you really should go out and watch it and find it for yourself so you can have this wonderful experience that I got to have for the first time.
I know.
a week ago.
I was very excited that you had never seen it before. Because honestly, it is like it's a cult classic. Like, it's one of those movies, especially in the LGBT community, that everyone's just like, "Oh my gosh, Showgirls is just one of my favorite movies," because it's so bad and tacky, and every time you watch it you will find something that you never saw or witnessed before.
See, here's the thing that I noticed about watching this movie. So it's a movie that it's made by a director who's got some acclaim to him.
Exactly.
It's written by someone who had already made a name for himself with Basic Instinct, and it is not a really bad movie directorially. Like, there's a lot of really cool shots. I think a lot of the sequences are really beautiful, but everything else is just dog shit.
Yes.
Just through
There's so many loopholes in the movie. There's so many moments where you're like, this would never ever happen in a million years.
How old were you when this movie came out?
God, I was probably in middle school.
Okay.
I think.
So you couldn't see it in theaters. I heard they had security guards.
They had
stationed
security
outside.
guards. They had, I remember also it was like one of the biggest budgeted movies of the time. Cause they had, Vegas. It was like they were shooting in Vegas. They had, choreography and numbers and props and stage and spectacle.
Lots of spectacle.
But it's just like you just watch it as an adult and you're just kind of like, this sucks so bad. It's kind of the equivalent, like if The Room was He-Man, Showgirls would be She-Ra. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, so it's a 1995 French-American erotic drama film written by Joe Esterhaas, directed by Paul Verhoeven. Stars Elizabeth Berkley, former teen actress, Kyle MacLachlan
from Twin Peaks and what else?
What else had he done?
He's done a lot of stuff.
At this point in his career, he has. What else had he done by then? I know Twin Peaks. He had just come off of doing that.
Twin Peaks was great.
He had done Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet, yes, which is a fantastic film. So for him to go back to this swamp ass, it's just so bad.
Yeah, he'd really done he was really making a name for himself as David Lynch's sort of go-to guy, and then all of a sudden threw it all away. Oh, sorry, he was in the Flintstones right before this.
How could I forget?
Clifford Vandercave.
Yeah. with Rosie O'Donnell as Betty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
What the fuck was that all about?
John Goodman, Rick Moranis, Halle Berry. Halle Berry was in the Flintstones.
Don't get me started with Halle Berry.
remember that.
Still to this day, the worst storm ever.
Halle Berry could have been in Showgirls.
She could have.
She could have totally been in Showgirls. If Kyle MacLachlan was in Showgirls, she could have been in Showgirls.
Yeah. But Kyle MacLachlan's hair in that movie, God.
I think the biggest problem that I had with this movie is how bad Elizabeth Berkley is. Because she's trying.
You were rooting for her. Yeah.
You want her to do well.
And then Gina Gershon shows up and ruins it all. But yeah, you were first of all, let's get into the first part of the movie. She's hitchhiking. Yeah. We don't know where she's going. She just wants to go to Vegas.
Right.
She gets in this car with a man who just stops the car. Clearly looks like a meth head Elvis impersonator.
Yep.
She has her bag in there. He starts talking to her. She flips a switchblade on him.
It's within the first 2 minutes of the movie.
2 minutes. You're like, Jesus, he just gave you a ride. Calm down. Then they get out. She leaves her bag in the car.
At his behest, because he's like, that's all going to be fine. Of course it's not going to be fine.
Don't trust people. Rule number 1 of being a stripper, trust no bitch. And so she goes in. She gets, remember, okay, so then she realizes the car's gone.
Oh, after she wins a bunch of money.
She wins a bunch of, it's quarters. It's quarters.
Right.
But she is like Scrooge McDuck in those quarters. And she goes back outside, realizes the guy's taken her luggage and left. So what does she do? She has a temper tantrum in the parking lot and then throws up.
Yes.
Just what?
Throws up a bunch.
Throws up on a girl's car.
Meltdown. And then of course this girl they become best friends.
After 6 weeks.
After 6 weeks. Yes. And she throws fries into the air.
Oh, the most dramatic fry toss. Like, just Google Elizabeth Berkley fries and just watch this magic. She has a temper tantrum. She has a full 95-ounce Coke and she sips and it makes that sound.
Flinging ketchup all over the place.
What do you want?
So mad.
So then this girl's just offering her a place to stay because clearly this woman is stable.
Yes.
And they become best friends. Then she decides that she's going to start stripping at Cheetah's.
Right.
So she's working there, just trying to make a living.
Yep, doing the full nude thing.
There's that large woman who comes out the MC,
who's got the dress that is like robot control and makes the tits pop out when she has a joke.
Clearly a racist. I think she makes fun of Asian men, and there's an Asian convention.
Oh yeah, she makes fun. She makes so much fun of Asian men's tiny dicks.
And there's literally 5 Asian men in the front row.
And they're all loving it.
They love it.
They're like, oh please talk more shit about my tiny dick.
Cheetah's is the best. So, what happens after that?
Right after that, so she's trying. She knows she wants to be something bigger than just a stripper.
Because Vegas, you want more.
And this is right when the version of Nomi who's not 6 weeks into being in Vegas shows up, and the strip club owner's like, "You got to give me a blowjob if you want to stay working at this club."
Oh, right.
And Nomi's like, "Yeah,
I'm not
you
a whore."
have to.
Yeah.
But then she's like, "I'm going to be a showgirl. I'm going to go be a star." She goes and checks out because her new roomie is the costume designer
of the Stardust.
The Stardust Casino.
Yes.
What's this? Goddess. With Crystal Connors.
Yes, Crystal Connors. Oh, this Texas belle with a daytime coke problem.
Yeah.
And just feathers and just wants nothing more than to just ruin everybody.
Yeah, she just is wearing so much makeup all the time, and she's banging Kyle MacLachlan and probably a bunch of other people who are working on the production. Just got Coke spoon, doing it.
She says darling a lot.
She does say darling a lot.
But my favorite is that they're launching the new Goddess show, and they're like, we could have gotten anybody. Janet, Paula Abdul. Nope, we got Crystal Connors. And it's like, what press conference are they celebrating the top stripper of the show? No one's there to be like, there's Sapphire and Ebony, but oh wait, Crystal Connors, you gotta watch her.
Right.
She really showcases the night.
Yeah, I mean they're having the press conference with her while she's topless.
That's
Titties out.
Yeah, and just
Glitter
just
body
standing
paint
there.
on, just standing there.
Just a confident 90s gal.
Just the guy, just the head of the casino, just there, like, look at this. She's got a couple reasons why you should come check out the show right here in front of you.
Oh God.
So then all of a sudden, Nomi's like, "This is my new rival." Apropos of nothing, just immediately
no,
like,
Crystal, I think, started that like, I gotta watch this bitch, and so she's like, I'm gonna make her my friend.
Right? Oh,
Keep
you're
my
right.
enemies close. But then we go back to Cheetahs, and Nomi's dancing around, and then she meets that the African American guy who's like, she's got some moves.
What's this guy's name? I forget his name.
He was in like Speed, I think.
Yeah, he's
now I think he's actually on Speed.
Sorry, I'm looking at the names of the characters. There's a whole character just named Gay Carpenter in this movie.
Gay Carpenter, yeah. She was one of the dancers. He's like, there's Gay, and I'm like, what stripper wants to be named Gay?
We've got Henrietta Mama Bazoom. That's our lady with
Keep
the,
it going
with
for
the tits
Gay.
popping out. Glenn Plummer.
Yeah.
As James Smith.
Yeah, that's yes.
A very basic name. And he's the guy who like shows up and he's like, "Hey, let's get you. You want to be a showgirl, right? Let's get you dancing."
But then he's like, "Let me see some moves," and it's the worst white girl moves. I mean, we've seen white girls dancing, here at the Comedy Store, like on the patio.
Oh yeah, that happens.
And you're just like, okay, they're drunk, having fun. This girl actually, she has like the choreography and
she's like
determination.
Determination is probably the word that best describes it because she's always like gritting her teeth and like
it's so
gets
serious,
this steely gaze, like she's trying to win a football game.
Yes,
just like just the determination to take it to the end zone.
She's gotta.
And she goes in, and she is also she gets really thrown off because Crystal Connors. Ooh la la comes in
and watches her Cheetahs, and she's like, "Give us a lap dance for $100." And she's like, "I'm not a whore." Oh, honey, we're all whores.
And then $200, and then $500, and then you find the price, and then she just dry fucks.
Just dry humps him with his pants on.
Yeah,
and she watches doing coke. So it's the first of the two unbelievable. What am I going to call them?
Sex scenes doesn't seem right.
No,
for what
it's
they
like
are.
A goddamn seizure.
Yeah.
It's like someone needs to put like a wooden spoon in her mouth so she doesn't choke on her own tongue. Like, it's so intense. So this is the first one. So Kyle MacLachlan has his pants on. She's railing on him.
Yeah,
but full on exorcism of Nomi Malone.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like head spinning around.
Yes.
Practically puking, just like in that parking lot.
And her friend, the guy who's like, she's a dancer, casually walks in.
Walking and peeking
to
in.
the lap dance.
Gets to watch this whole thing go down.
Yeah. And
doesn't
he's
even
like,
get stopped by security until the very end.
He's like, I bought this bitch a burger like 10 minutes ago, and she threw the wrapper, just lit her, didn't care. So this is where we see Nomi turning into the monster that she's going to become.
Right. And Nomi is still just like fueled by anger at this point.
Yes. So.
Because she can't be Crystal Connors.
She can't be, but yet. So she's done the lap dance. The bond has been sealed between. They have a connection now.
Right.
So she goes back. Let's see what happens after that. She goes to.
She gets the audition.
Oh, and Andrew Carver's coming into town, by the way. Do you know?
That's right.
Do you know who
Andrew
he is?
Carver, he's
really
the
famous guy.
So famous. He's totally the most famous long-haired guy.
The most famous person I've ever heard of.
Who hasn't heard of the fame level of Andrew Carver?
So
look, they could have gotten Madonna. They could have gotten Cher.
Nope.
They could have gotten Paula. No, they got Andrew Carver.
The people want the Carver. And so there's posters all over Vegas about his show coming in. And her roommate, Nomi's roommate, is the biggest Andrew Carver fan. So if you look at the beginning scene,
this movie's full of Andrew Carver fans.
So much posters everywhere in her room, like just a grown woman with man posters all over.
Pulled out a Tiger Beat.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh my God, Andrew Carver's coming into town." I'm like, "You're his number one fan. Shouldn't you have checked his website and found that out already?" Like,
well, this is the '90s. We don't know what kind of internet access these people have yet.
Yeah, there were like pigeons and falcons to deliver mail.
They didn't get the full America Online CDs delivered.
Everything
to those
was buffering.
Yet.
Yeah,
but she goes in. So Crystal somehow pulls her puppet strings,
her southern charm,
gets Nomi an audition, which she totally blows. By the way,
absolutely
on purpose,
absolutely. And it's one of the most iconic scenes in I think in pop culture is when she is on the ground and he's like, thrust, thrust. And they're just like putting their pelvises up in the air. And she's just doing that stoic, like, end zone face of her. She's like, I'm going to get this audition, nail it. I'm going to be a star. But the best part of the audition is when he comes up to the girls. He's like, out of here, get out of here. Toots, it's down to these three. All right, let me see your tits. But they're like, what? And I'm like, you do know you're a strippers,
review,
right? Like,
You're
they were very
auditioning.
concerned. They're like,
Listen, if your nipples aren't perky enough, we got a bucket of ice on hand for you.
And he has the ice. And what does Nomi do? Flings the bucket of ice. I'm not a whore. And runs
storms off. And then, guess what? She tries, her and James, they come close to fucking with that dance number.
Oh, yeah. But
and then
it's also one of the grossest moments in pop culture history when she's grinding on him and somehow he asks her if she's on her period, and then she asks him to
just
check it. Check and see if I'm menstruating. Hey, about that.
There's so much in this movie.
Just put your finger down there and just oil check me. That'd be
Elizabeth
great.
Berkley went along with so much in this movie just to try and divest herself from being Jessie Spano.
Oh, she tried so hard.
She let herself, she got fully nude in the first probably like 20, 30 minutes of the movie.
A lot of nudity.
She let a dude stick his finger in her period vagina just to be like, no, we're not going to fuck. Look at this.
Yeah.
You can put a couple things in here, but not your dick.
That. Yeah. And it was kind of like a woman empowerment movement. It's like, put your finger in there and see if I'm bleeding. And it's like, oh God.
It's kind of,
get me out of here. What is this panic room?
There's so much that she is trying to be. This movie is really all about a little girl trying to be an adult.
This is why you need to be good fathers. This is definitely like, I would watch this film on Father's Day with your daughters for sure.
Yeah, actually, you know what? If I ever have a daughter, I'm definitely going to watch this.
Just have like a good father-daughter bonding moment. Be like, honey, I love you.
Every
afterwards.
year, as soon as this movie goes on, we're going to watch it on the Walmart streaming network together and be like,
Voodoo.
Listen, I need you to never turn out like any of the people in this movie. So she finally gets in. They go and she gets the job.
She gets the job.
She quits Cheetahs. She's celebrating.
Yeah, she cheats Cheetahs. She quits Cheetahs. Yes.
And everybody at Cheetahs is like thrilled for her, except for the guy who's in charge, who's like, "You're just a whore."
Yeah, he's mad at her.
He's very mad.
The guy who's always like some Italian mob boss in every movie. He has like bad acne scars,
a lot of chest hair.
Yeah, he's like that
super greasy
guy. We all know him. So she quits. She's made some money. Didn't she do? Is this when she did the boat show?
Yeah.
So
she goes and does the boat show, which is just a thinly veiled attempt to go and fuck another Asian guy.
Yes, and
which,
she's like,
as we learned from the strip club, she doesn't. That's not her. That's not her.
She's
bag.
not a whore. So she makes money. She gets this. She gets the gig. How does she celebrate? Oh, she goes shopping. So she goes to a well-known boutique store called Versace.
Versace. One of my favorite parts of the whole movie. Everybody just accepting her saying Versace. They just go along with it. And it's so nice because it makes so much sense that they would do that.
Yeah.
Kyle MacLachlan, his character is such a dick for pointing out that it is actually pronounced Versace. Yeah. Just let her have her fantasy,
man. Just let her live. But Crystal Connors is like, Versace? Yeah, so she knows. She treats herself to this dress. Mind you, she's living in a trailer with another grown woman. The girl who she's living with should be like, hey, how about you don't buy that expensive dress and pay for groceries at least once?
Yeah, why don't you let me make you this Versace dress?
Yeah, thank you.
Because I can. Because I'm a
seamstress.
Designer.
Yes.
I'm a seamstress.
God. So then she has her dress. She embarrasses herself by calling it Versace. Word gets out. Crystal calls it Versace. And she's like, it's Versace. And she's like, now you know, bitch. So she's like, let's go out to lunch.
Yeah, and then they're like flirting with each other, and they find out there's this secret level. They really are connected, very deep, and stuff is going okay. And then all of a sudden, oh no, I'm going to throw another wrench in your works.
Okay, go for it. I'm
going to throw this, and guess what? You're going to have to go fuck somebody at a boat show because I said it was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Kyle MacLachlan, he's my man.
Yeah,
and you're not going to come on to him at all.
Yeah,
this is all before, of course, the infamous pool scene.
Infamous pool scene. You guys, where do I begin? She goes over to Kyle MacLachlan's house, and she is sexy, and she's gonna take
She's
his
just
pants off today.
Full of anger at Crystal. Because Crystal has fucked her over for the last time.
Absolutely.
So she's going over. She gets over to his house.
Strips. They get in the pool, and physics does not make sense in this sex scene. Like
No.
her legs, are like on his chest.
Right.
And
She's way too high up.
way too high up.
Unless Kyle MacLachlan's penis is coming out of his solar plexus.
Right.
There's
He's like
nothing happening here.
a good sternum dong. But also very aggressive. Like she's going to snap his dick off in this pool. First of all, pool sex, I don't know if you've ever had pool sex.
It's not the greatest. I've done it.
It's awful. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And she literally latches onto him like a Chinese finger trap and is again possessed by an archaic Latin demon and is just going to town in the pool, writhing.
She's waterboarding herself.
Yeah, she is.
Flipping around.
Yes. She is flipping around
like
and
a
waterboarding.
dolphin who you're flinging mackerel to.
Yeah, she looks like
getting a fountain sprayed at her face.
She's a rapey dolphin. That's
Very
what it
rapey. She definitely is. And then afterwards, she goes back and she's got more female empowerment. I don't need you to call me a car. I'm going to take care of this myself.
Well, she's also one of those girls that every time she walks out, there's a car available.
Right.
Like, that's how bad. She never has to wait for a car. Like, she'll walk outside, she's like, taxi! And it's like, oh, hey.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Like, she just when she leaves a fucking, like, a shanty town that James lives in an alley attached to another alley, and all of a sudden there's just a cab just ready to go.
Ready to go. Where to, ma'am?
So she gets the understudy part.
Yes.
Which is all she wanted to do.
All she wanted to do.
And Crystal decides to pull some sneaky shit and say that Nomi can't be the understudy.
Right. And is this before or after? Hold on, I'm trying to remember. Before or after she finds out how cutthroat being a showgirl is?
This is right around then. I think she finds out about the legal action stuff happens right before the cutthroat throwing the marbles scene.
Yes. So
that's been building up to the entire movie.
They're in their dressing room, and one of the girls decides that she's going to bring her two kids into the dressing room. So there's
totally
like a 9-year-old boy just watching mom's tits, and all of her coworkers just topless. You know, it can't be damaging to a child. And of course, there's that one woman who's like in the vanity mirror next to her. She's like, "Get your fucking kids out of here!"
And you're like a 7-year-old girl.
Jesus,
just starts sobbing.
She's like, she said the F word, and I was like, that's the least of this movie's problems.
Yeah.
And so then you see the woman comforting her children, and she's like, "Oh, this bitch, she is out for this woman." So they're doing their big number. There's a lift. He's picking up the chorus girl, and the mom grabs the marbles and throws them on the ground, and that's when everyone slips and falls. However, she falls, but the audience is still leaving. Like, no one's called the cops. Like, no one's been like, or an ambulance. They're just like, let's let her. Like, the crowd is just leaving. Like,
well,
it was
like Disneyland. Nobody can ever die on property in Disneyland, and nobody can ever actually get the cops called on them in a showgirl performance in Vegas.
Yeah, I guess so. But then they asked the guy. They're like, "What happened?" He goes, "I just lost. What did he say?" He was like, "I just lost." My balance or something. I was like, you would know if you stepped on a handful of marbles.
And then they saw the marbles on the ground, and they're like, "Oh, it must have fallen off the costume."
Someone's costume, yeah.
Oh,
and that's when Nomi saw the girl throw the marbles, so she was like,
backs her up. She vouches for her.
Yep,
she knows what happened, and so then they go, and as they're having a change of character, and right in between, in another big show, right after she's gotten fucked over, Nomi sees her opportunity.
And just shoves her down the stairs. It is a good shove too. Like Like Crystal Connors eats shit and like survives. Like I was like, how is she not broken into a million pieces?
She should have been. She should have had more than just. What did they say? She broke her.
She
hip?
broke her leg
She
or
broke
something.
her leg. She should have broken her neck.
Her neck.
She
Yeah.
falls down a metal flight of stairs.
Yeah. And hey, how about we get rid of the metal staircase? Like, why don't we use an elevator so this type of accident doesn't keep happening?
Or why
if
do
I
you
was
have
a
your
showgirl,
dressing room on a completely separate
Thank
level
you.
from the stage? That doesn't make any
they're
fucking
like,
sense.
"But out to the stage. Like if every time they were like, out to the stage, ladies, let's go. I'd be like, ah, shit, I have to go down the staircase of death today. I hope it's not my turn to get shoved down the stairs. But she eats shit.
And by the way, this is all finally taking place like an hour and 45 minutes into the movie.
Right.
This movie is, for a movie that's like super horny and full of just tits and ass and like violence, it's really slow.
It is.
And it takes an hour and 45 minutes for all of this action to finally happen.
Yes. And, and then Crystal, still, she's in the hospital doing cocaine.
Yep.
Broken leg.
As you do.
Nomi goes and visits her. And that's when Crystal was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I was tired. And you're like, what? She broke your fucking femur. Like, she's like,
well, it's like a
darling.
horse, a racehorse,
Yeah.
They break their leg. They're so happy to finally be done.
She was so overworked.
Yeah.
It's so exhausting, creating a lesbian fantasy on stage 7, 8 shows a week, And even if there's a matinee, So she leaves Crystal Connors there in the hospital, and Nomi is now the star of the show. She is the goddess.
Right.
So much so that they have a second press conference.
Where Nomi is topless. It's basically the exact same shot sequences before.
Where Crystal Connors just was. So they have a second press conference to announce the replacement of Crystal Connors. But this is where shit starts hitting the fan because guess who's in town, Jay?
Andrew
Motherfucking
Carver's
in town. And the show is set. So her friend or her roommate is like dressed to the nines. She's going to meet him.
Kyle MacLachlan's like, Andrew Carver was a big fan of yours in the show tonight.
Yes.
And this is after her friend they've had their falling out because Nomi Malone has gone batshit.
She's the star. Nothing else matters.
Shove her down, and she knows what she did. And she's like, I'm going to extend this olive branch. Why don't you come? I'll introduce you to Andrew Carver.
Because I know how much it means to you.
Yep.
So...
And then Andrew Carver's like, hi, let me get your number. And she's like, actually, you should meet my friend.
Yeah.
And then Andrew Carver's like, oh, okay.
Let's go to this back room where I'm going to violently rape you.
Brutal rape
scene. Unnecessary. Like, this movie was doing so well. And then the director's like, you know what we need? Rape. This is really...
This movie wasn't gratuitous enough.
At all. And this woman, I gets punched in the face repeatedly, then gets a train run on her.
And then she leaves the room and everyone's like, what did you do?
She walks out hobbling like a baby deer and then just like falls down on the ground and everyone's just like, what's like, her
man,
problem?
This party's crazy.
Can I get some more of those little hot dogs again?
Somebody's been doing some great coke. This party's wild.
So now she's in the hospital. And that's when the confession, she's like, what the fuck happened to you? And she's like, Andrew Carver did this to me. And Nomi's like,
I'm going to get you.
Hell no.
But not before Kyle MacLachlan's like, I know who you really are.
The reveal. Yes, because he's like, you had an outstanding warrant in Kansas, crack cocaine smuggling in Detroit. Like the list goes on and on.
Prostitution,
and she's like,
you are a whore.
Yeah, you are a whore. And she had never done drugs the entire movie. And then there was that one scene where she was in Crystal's like dressing room. She got it with her nail. It's just a classy nail.
Very classy.
And just did it. And then they're like crack cocaine dealing. I'm like, what? And then she does, my favorite is when she has, it's just such a classic like bad Hollywood acting where someone's listing off all the shit. Like they're calling you out and she's like, no, I don't want to hear it. Like covers her ears. Leave me alone.
Like at the end of It's a Wonderful Life.
Absolutely. No. Oh my God.
Back, Clarence.
Just take him back. You didn't mean it. You don't mean what you're saying. You're not making sense. So
She goes back to her old method. She pulls the knife out somehow.
Yes. She goes to Andrew Carver's hotel.
After she deals the Kyle MacLachlan, she's like, I'm going to get some
she's
revenge.
like, fuck you, I'm out of here.
Goes
Bye.
to Andrew Carver's hotel.
Yes. Dressed. I thought that was the best she looked in this scene.
Yeah.
She looked good.
She knows her role at this point.
She's going to go escort. And what does she do to Andrew Carver?
Does him dirty.
She
pulls that knife.
She fucks him up.
She does fuck him up.
And like his security guards too.
Yeah, she's remarkably competent as a fighter. She's like kicking them in the face with her stripper heels.
But like brains on the floor.
Yeah.
Like it's what I want horror films to do. Like when there's a monster or something and they shoot it and they're like, okay, let's go. It's like, no, you go back and fucking make sure that thing is dead so it doesn't come back and kill you. She curb stomps. She pretty much kills a very high profile celebrity.
Up.
Yeah.
And to the point, and the security guards are like, and she walks out and she's like, "Oh, we had a good time. He's gonna want to be asleep for a while."
Oh yeah, in a coma for like life.
His brain is swelling outside of his skull. So and then she leaves Las Vegas.
Yeah, she quits. She's just like, I'm done. This was a good 6 weeks. Because it's literally all it was. Like I just want to try out stripping, and all right, I did it.
Listen, I'm real good at this.
She took her makeup off,
and then she's
still hitchhiking,
and she gets picked up by the same car.
Oh wait, who? Yeah, the same fucking dude. The guy who picked her up and brought her to Vegas, coincidentally, was leaving Vegas too, and picks her up. She gets in the car with him. Apparently, he doesn't remember her, and she pulls out the knife and says, "Where's my fucking bag?" And they drive off,
and that's the end of the movie.
That's it.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
The thing that really surprised me after watching this movie is that I've read a lot of people who are like, "Oh, this movie was so awful," and then people were like, "You know, if you really think about it, it's actually a great satire on show business." Yeah. What do you think about that?
I could see where people are coming from. It's definitely that like has that delusions of grandeur feel to it, where it's like, oh, you want to make it in showbiz, kid? But it's in Vegas, and you're like, oh, God. But but it definitely made me, like, concerned about, like, you know, the showgirls of Las Vegas. Like, I want them all to be treated fairly and with respect. Because I'm sure they get a lot of shitbags, like, coming up to them every night, you know?
Regular Andrew Carver type coming through.
Andrew Carvers of the world, man.
It's a movie that's, like, it's a real entertaining watch, and it's so bad. And it's on a level of bad. It's interesting that you made the Room comparison so early on too, because The Room is so bad in such a different way than Showgirls is.
Yeah,
because it's so low budget and it was made with all of they're both made with a lot of like seriousness in mind, but Showgirls is really trying to be like serious filmmaking, and The Room is just someone being like, I know how to make movies. I promise, I'm gonna do it.
God, it's just I even feel like it took Elizabeth Berkley a long time to bounce back from this. She still kind of has that reputation. She didn't really do. I think she did like First Wives Club, I think, like after that.
I think so.
So she had a couple movies that were, you know, I'm a co-star or whatever, but that reputation has stayed with her for so long that finally it's kind of like worn away. And the other, like, this was maybe like a couple years ago. I was at Real Food Daily on La Cienega. And she was in front of me in line. And I was just like, Naomi Malone. But I couldn't say that. But I should have been thinking, oh, Jessie Spano. But it was Naomi Malone.
No, it's
immediately.
Naomi Malone.
And I was just watching her. And I just wanted to walk by and say, like, hi. And I wanted her to respond back with, hello. And I just wanted to say, look dead in the eyes and go, you can fuck me when you love me. That was an actual line in the movie.
It's a line from the movie, and it's a great line.
You can fuck me when you love me. What?
This movie is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so bad, and it's hard for I can't imagine anybody watching this movie and saying that they hate this movie.
Yeah. It's a fun movie to hate.
It is a really fun movie to hate, because it's a movie you watch, you know what you're getting into from the jump. You know it's ridiculous, and you're totally okay with it.
And the thing is that you're rooting for her. You're rooting for Nomi, and you're rooting for her to be successful. And like, where is she now? Like, what club is she at now? You know? And at the end, she just revealed that she's just a terrible person. And that's what was kind of sad. She didn't tell her friend that, hey, I'm breaking my lease, or like, thanks for letting me stay. No, thank you. Left her raped friend at the hospital. There's we're not going to like go to therapy together or anything about it. Like, or I want to know like what happened. She just left her friend in the hospital. She quit her job. Yeah, she's out.
It's a movie that really shows you that, you know, if you try hard enough, you too can completely fuck up your life and the lives of everyone around you.
Absolutely. And to the Nomi Malones out there, we salute you.
Is there a movie that you actually think is good that you would recommend people watch in addition to watching Showgirls? I usually say instead of, but I think everybody should also go watch Showgirls on Vudu streaming with ads.
What kind of a movie? I watch a lot of movies.
What's one of your favorites?
Oh my God, I have a top 5 for sure. But they're all like, okay, Waiting for Guffman, Death Becomes Her, Overboard, the old one with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Okay.
Edward Scissorhands, and Beetlejuice.
Nice picks.
And if we want to go like old Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard for sure.
I've never seen Sunset Boulevard.
Oh my God, watch that movie. That's an awesome movie.
I gotta watch. I've seen, because old Hollywood domain. I saw a couple years ago. I saw Some Like It Hot for the first time.
It's fun, right?
Yeah, the movie's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Super fun. But I gotta watch Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard's a great flick, especially because you like living in here now, and that we work on Sunset Boulevard and like live here pretty much.
Yeah,
you just realize, oh, it was batshit crazy all those years ago as well.
Man, nothing changes.
Do you remember the car like last week that was just on fire that rolled down the street? Were you here for that?
No, just
full on like purge car just rolls by on fire, and everyone's like, all right, well, let's keep drinking.
That's Sunset Boulevard for you. Look, the amount of times I've seen fights and cops and stuff happen that shouldn't happen.
God, I know.
It happens, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw. Remember, there was that naked guy who climbed on top of a bus in the middle of the day.
Oh yeah,
I was here working when that happened. Naked guy just climbed on top of a bus.
Naked guy on the bus. Yeah, I remember the naked or the couple having sex in the Andaz window.
Yep.
I don't know if were you here for that?
I was here for that.
Windows were drawn. They were just like, yeah. Yep. I was like, there's Nomi Malone right up there.
Yep.
Not being a whore. Not being a whore.
Fulfilling the calling. Justin, thanks so much for coming on today, man.
Of course, this was fun.
Where can the listeners find you on the internet?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at Just Martindale. You can also watch my Snapchat Discovery show on E! Called What the Fashion.
Give it a watch.
Every Thursday. It's fun.
Excellent. You can find me on the internet at Diet J on Twitter and Instagram, jlightcomedy.com for show dates. And go leave a review of this show in iTunes. Why don't you? I just look, I'm in the TV and film category, Justin. Mm-hmm. I'm not too far. I'm not asking for too much. It's hard to break into the comedy category on this podcast platform. But I am still behind a podcast that is about the movie Jaws.
That's it?
I'm still behind the movies podcasts about documentaries. I'm behind podcasts about Star Trek. I'm behind podcasts about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones isn't even fucking on right now.
It's not even on. We'll fix this.
Let's fix this. I'm behind the Vikings official podcast from the History Channel. This is unacceptable.
Vikings. And this one's Blockbusted.
This is Blockbusting.
It's a great name.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And it's a great podcast. And
yeah.
You guys should leave a review and let people know that. Why don't you, listeners?
Oh, wait. Can I?
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram, too. That's right.
Follow us on Instagram.
Justin Martindale. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And this has been Blockbusting. Guys, go see something good for a change.